All right. Here's what they don't teach you about authority. It's not given, it's actually documented. Emily Davis proved that during the Civil War in the 1860s, when she started keeping diaries that would become some of the most important firsthand records of Black life during the Civil War era. And this video is going to teach you why waiting for permission to speak and write is almost always the wrong decision. And if you are a Black woman expert who's tired of waiting for someone else to validate your voice, you need to write a book, and this story will motivate you to do just that. Also, welcome back to Deleted History. I want y'all to know we have hit a new milestone. We've hit a new milestone. We have a milestone alert. Okay. And it is that we have over 1,000 women on the wait list, over 1,300 women on the wait list, and I'm so excited. Comment wait list to get on the wait list, y'all. We only have 1,000 seats. We already have more people on the wait list than seats available, and I want you to get there. But this morning's episode, we're going to be talking about why you need to write a book. Emily's method shows you why if you can grab a pen and start writing your truth, it could literally change the world. She is the woman who documented her expertise. She documented her story during the Civil War, and she became one of the only Black women to do so. So her account of how our lives were during the Civil War is the predominant account that we look to when trying to figure out how was Black life during that time. So welcome to day 15 of Deleted History, 28 women millionaires and leaders they prayed you'd never hear about. I'm Ashley Kirkwood, founder of Speak Your Way to Cash, $11 million in lifetime sales, and a two-time Inc. 5000 CEO. Every day this month, I'm telling you a story that they left out of textbooks and showing you the sales and positioning frameworks hidden inside of it. Yesterday, we learned about Lyda Newman, how she turned her observation into intellectual property and influence. Today's story is about a woman who used documentation as her predominant weapon, authenticity as her authority, and her pen as her pathway to permanent influence. Let's get into the Emily Davis story. Now, her name was Emily Davis, and she lived in Philadelphia during the Civil War. She was about 22 years old during this time. She was born free, worked as a seamstress, and moved into one of Philadelphia's fastest growing educated Black communities. But here's what made her different. Between 1863 and 1865, during some of the most turbulent years in American history, Emily kept detailed pocket diaries. Not just Dear Diary, today was nice, but literal entries of her documenting what she saw, what she experienced, the racism she witnessed, the barriers she faced, the events that she went to, even what she ate. She talked about the education she pursued and the community she built. She wrote about attending lectures, participating in social and political life, navigating relationships, and building her work as a seamstress. Her diaries give us one of the most authentic, unfiltered looks at what it was like to be a young Black woman fighting for respect, recognition, and rights during the Civil War era. And here's what's cool. You can actually read a digital copy of her diary for free. If you Google her name, Emily Davis Civil War, a website by Villanova University, I believe it is, will come up, and it'll actually teach you, or show you rather, her diary. You could go date by date by date. And here's what is kind of genius. Emily wasn't only writing for herself, she was creating a record. She understood that if she didn't document her truth, someone else would write her story and it wouldn't be accurate. While other people were surviving, Emily was strategizing. She documented her daily life, but she also connected her experiences to the bigger movement that was happening around her. She wrote about the war, about politics, about social change, about education, about community building, and she positioned herself as not just someone living through history, but as someone analyzing it, contributing to it, and shaping it. Her diaries literally became her authority. Now, let's get into how her story can teach you what you should be doing right now. And I'm going to call it the Davis documentation method. Step 1, you need to document your life. This is for those of you who feel like nobody cares about me eating ice cream this morning, or no one cares about me brushing my teeth, or why should I be going live, or why should I be talking about this? If you've been there, comment me in the comments. Look, you need to document your life because we are going through a moment in history right now. And what if your account of it will become the predominant account of how we experience this period in time? Similar to then, this is a very historic period we're going through right now. We ain't never had a president like this. I think it makes sense for you to document your life, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing, particularly if you are a business owner. The more you share your values and your opinions, through the lens of your expertise, the easier it is for you to attract values aligned clients. So, number one, you need to document, take photos. Oh, I'm feeling so bad. Business isn't going well. Great. Take a photo of the moment you decided your business was going to blow up. Save it. And then when your business blows up, share that story. Okay? Document what's going on around you. Silence the voice in your head that says no one cares, because that's not true. A lot of people care, and you need to be brave enough to share your story because you care about it, because your kids will want to see it. One of the things that really helped me to write my book was to stop thinking about oh, how many people are going to read it, and to start thinking like, oh, Christelle's going to always know what her mom believes about confidence. She's going to be able to read this when I'm long gone. Her daughter, her kids, my great-great-great-grandkids will be able to know what their grandmother thought about confidence, what she thought about justice, what she thought about sales, how I built a business. Like, what if you stopped waiting to put your books out there until you felt like the whole world would give you applause, and you started thinking about the internal legacy of your family reading your words and their lives being better generations later? Number two, you need to connect your experience to bigger movements. Emily didn't just write about her personal life. She connected her daily experiences to the Civil War, to abolition, to women's rights, to the fight for education. How does your work connect to the larger changes happening in your industry or in society? This series is a really good example of this, because while we're talking about history, we're also connecting it to Black women entrepreneurship in today's day and age, and connecting it to Black Women Sell Live, which is happening this year to help Black women experts scale their businesses. So how can you connect two things together in order to move your life's mission forward? The global mission of the people you are here to serve forward. Step three, you need to contribute, and your analysis, not just your experience. Emily wasn't just recording events. She was interpreting them, analyzing them, offering her perspective. What insights do you have that others in your field are totally missing or just straight up ignoring? Like, that is going to be critical to you going to the next level. That is going to be critical to you going to the next level. So how can you do that? How can you do that? Now, step four, I need you to claim your own authority publicly. Emily's diaries are part of her participation in educated Black circles and social and religious communities in Philadelphia. She was present, engaged, and thinking out loud on her pages. How are you making your expertise visible and accessible to the people who need it? Many of you have written books, but you've just never published them. Can we stop that? Can we publish it? Can we get people reading it? We need to get over the fear of being criticized and discarded and not being treated fairly. I really, y'all want to know the number one thing that holds women entrepreneurs back? It may be the number one thing that holds men back too. I just don't coach enough men to know. But with men, I feel like the number one thing that holds them back is their ego from the men that I've coached. But the number one thing that holds women back is overthinking, which in some sense is a form of unfortunate self-protection. It's like, oh, I'm just such an overthinker. First of all, let me do a little detour here. Stop claiming an identity that keeps you stuck. Can we do that? Can you stop making your identity your issue? Like, literally, I know. So I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker. You just keep saying, it's like, first off, I am a child of God. I am brilliant. I am incredible. I am an action taker. If I momentarily overthink, that is not my identity. That is the facade. Let's be clear. Stop claiming identities that keep you stuck. As long as you keep putting these beautiful, acceptable labels on your inaction, you will continue to be inactive. You either bout it or you not. You either care or you don't. Because guess what? You don't overthink about brushing your teeth. Why? Because you know you need to brush your teeth. Why? Because it would be totally unacceptable for you to leave the house without brushing your teeth and having bad breath and talking to people. So you know you need to brush your teeth. You don't overthink about that. You don't overthink about picking your kid up from school. You're not a chronic overthinker. You are delaying doing the very thing that you said you were put on this earth to do. And it may be because the thing that you're supposed to be doing, you're lying to yourself about. The truth of the matter is, it is very, 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 very hard to build a business selling something you're not great at. It is very, very, very easy, much easier to build a business selling something you're actually good at. So when people tell me I'm a chronic overthinker, I just don't know what to do, it's because you typically do not know your craft well enough to do it instinctively. So every single thing about it, you gotta overthink. Why? Because you don't know it well enough. And here's what I see a lot. If I could be 100% real, comment real in the comments, this really pisses me off, so I'm gonna just say it like I say it. There is something you actually are good at already. Something that you wouldn't have to talk to ChatGPT about for 1,000 hours. But you won't sell that. You want to sell what you are aspirationally good at that you really don't know. So then of course, yeah, it's hard. Of course you overthinking because you got to think about how to even do step one. The truth of the matter is the only thought you need to have when you're starting your business is how close to done can I get? How quick to done can I get? You don't have enough data to overthink on an offer that no one's bought. So what you need to do is get people to buy your offer. I'm going to give y'all another pro tip. I'm going to make this real clear, real simple, real easy. Cuz I think we've messed y'all up a little bit in the business coaching space. We've been doing too much. We're going to bring it all the way down. We're going to make it real easy. Look at this. All you need to do, baby girl, baby boy, this it. Okay? I want you to stop building your business, okay? I want you to stop building your business, okay? I want you to stop building your business. We don't got time for that. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to sell one offer. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to sell your offer. Because here's what I am seeing with new entrepreneurs. Can I be real? Y'all are spending all of your time up here and you don't even know what your business is. You don't even know if the offer that you're spending all this time building a website for, building colors for, like you don't even know if that is going to be the offer that is going to stick. You don't know what your business is yet. You have an idea. Here's what you have. You have a hypothesis, okay? But every hypothesis has to be what? Tested. We learned this in high school, y'all. You don't even need a degree for this. If it's not tested, then it's just a hypothesis. So the goal is, how do I get enough adequate test subjects so that I'm firm on what I'm selling? So what you want to do is you want to just sell what you want to sell, your offer. And then after you get enough testing of that, after you have enough clients, after you have enough customers of that, then you want to go back and you want to build your business. Now, there are some exceptions to this. Now, this is for my chronic overthinkers. This is not for my people who take action because truth be told, I've started several companies. I don't get caught up in the business building part of it. Like I found my LLC, I found my trademarks, I get my domain, I build out my offer, I figure out how I'm gonna sell it, what's gonna be my marketing vehicle, I get right into it. All of that takes me like a week's time and I'm off to the races, but I've done this before. So if you're new to this, I'm about to free you. Listen, this is your freedom day. All you gonna do is come up with one offer and then all you're going to do is sell it. Well, Ashley, how do I sell it? I'm getting so confused. There's so many ways to sell it. No. You're not let me, look. Whatever you put I am in front, let me go full screen. Whatever you put I am after is an identity. It is you telling your nervous system, your body, your mind that is who you are. Like I am a woman. That's not going to change. I am black. That's not going to change. I am a believer of Christ. That's not going to change. I am Chris's wife forever. That's not going to change. I am Keith and Valerie Williams' daughter. These are identities. Stop saying, I am just so confused. Stop accepting a temporary state as an identity and you could get more work done. Can we? But here's what we do. It is so acceptable for you to be mediocre that everyone is going to appease you pretending to be overwhelmed, you pretending to be like confused all the time. Like that is you, y'all, my earring didn't fell off. I didn't got so upset. That is like, that's the pretend. I'm gonna take these off. Cute little earrings. That is you pretending. The real you is not confused. You're clear. I think I want to start a business. You're not confused about that. You're clear. And then you're like, oh, but I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I don't know. Okay, so stop thinking about that. What do you know how to do? Every woman that I have studied in history who's been successful under crazy circumstances, way worse circumstances than I or you will ever face, things like slavery, things like threat of lynching, things like seeing your family killed, things like all your kids being taken from you forcibly and sold on, like all this stuff. You know what they do? They all use the skill set that they have as leverage to either learn or partner with people who know the other skill sets. But here's what I see as a business coach. If I can keep it 100, drop 100 in the comments. This is going to free some of y'all. What I see is you have an expertise that you know. But for whatever wild reason, you want to sell what you wish you knew. I hate that. I don't know why people do that, but whatever. A lot of people do that. You know who you are. And then you get with me, right? And then I'll be like a coach, right? And so you're like, oh, Ashley knows how to sell. I'm going to hire her to teach me how to sell. And then I teach you how to sell. But then you say, oh, but you told me step 1, but you didn't tell me step 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so now I just can't do anything. No. You were lying to yourself for years, saying the reason you weren't growing your business, the reason you weren't taking action is because you were confused or because you were an overthinker. The truth is, the moment you got the information you needed that took away that excuse, you were more addicted to the excuse than you were committed to the outcome. So you made another excuse instead of making a way. There are people who make a way. There are other people who make excuses. Right now, I'm calling all women who are ready to make a way instead of making an excuse. I don't want to consistently be in a position where I am seeing brilliant, incredible, educated, wonderful, beautiful Black women develop an insatiable addiction to excuses and feeling small. I almost believe, from studying history, of course, that because it was dangerous for us to be seen, it was dangerous for us to be loud, it was dangerous for us to speak up, it was dangerous for us to be seen as smarter than white folks, it was dangerous for us to be seen as bold and brilliant, it was dangerous for us to be rich. The reason we think Madam C.J. Walker was the first Black woman millionaire, she wasn't. It was just that at her time, she felt the safest showing that she had wealth because that would incite the jealousy of white folks so much so that it would put your life in danger for them to believe that a Negro had more than them. So because of that history, I've read this other book that says body keeps the score. I've read another book that says the cells remember, post-traumatic slave trade. I've read all these books, and I think that for some of us, we are scared of success more than we are scared of failure. And so you tell yourself, I'm just overwhelmed. I just overthink. But the moment you get the information that could unlock overwhelm or unlock overthinking, you still do it. Why? Because you feel safer feeling confused than you do bold being clear. Clear people are bold. What am I confused about? I'm not confused. And temporarily not knowing something does not make me take on the identity of a confused person. And here's what blows my mind. You want to be a business owner, meaning you want employees to follow you. You want people to follow you. Y'all, develop emotional resilience. We have gone too far to the left with like this whole thing. Like I really think it is, you know what I think is toxic? Everyone feeling like they should be able to have everything with nothing. I think that is very toxic. Not only is it just not realistic, if you get everything without doing anything, without developing the emotional resilience to sustain success, you will lose it. And it will hurt because you've seen glimpses of success. I'm grateful for, living on 38th in California in Chicago, 10 blocks from the prison. I'm grateful that me and my husband, when we first got married, were on food stamps. I'm grateful feeling that feeling of being in Whole Foods and being embarrassed, having us give them a food stamp card. I'm grateful for that because I don't ever want to feel that again. So I remember being like, yeah, I ain't gonna never be here again. I remember hearing stuff outside my door or getting crime alerts and being like, yeah, I ain't gonna never live here again. Like, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the bosses that were disrespectful and toxic and horrible to me because I still performed highly at a high level in those environments. And I didn't realize it then, but I realize it now. If you cannot perform at a high level under pressure, you likely will not perform at a high level in entrepreneurship. People think it's their boss they're leaving, and then they become entrepreneurs and they're still unhappy. Honey, you did not let that job teach you emotional resilience. What if that horrible boss, those racist people were there to teach you emotional resilience? They were there to teach you how to stay focused under pressure so that when you have a business that's doing tens of 20s of 30s of hundreds of millions of dollars, or maybe just one, you're literally okay when your VA quits. You're not broken down because you're like, yo, I remember having to work under crazy pressure. This is easy. I could get another VA. I could do this. I'm concerned about the lack of emotional resilience. I really am, particularly for entrepreneurs. Maybe not for everybody. Maybe some people don't need it. But if you're going to be an entrepreneur, and other people are going to put their dreams and visions and desires for their family within your business, this is an unpopular message, but you need emotional resilience. You need emotional resilience. When I look at Emily's diary entries and how she was documenting her life and what she did, I just look at how graciously she even spoke about the instances where she was upset. Like she was able to communicate her anger without losing sight of her mission. Like she still wrote a diary entry. She didn't say, what's the point of documenting this? I'm pissed off today. I'm not going to do it. Like she kept going. And yesterday I did a live video. I'm going live every day, February, 28 days, right? And it's a lot. And I have other stuff to do. But I'm doing it every day because I said I would do it every day. And I didn't want to do it yesterday. And my husband was like, babe, you've done it every day. You got to do it. Like, you got to do it because you said you do it every day. And so I got up, I did the live. It was short, but I did it. And one thing I heard from a CEO is he said, it can suck, but I can't just quit. Like, I could do it bad, but I'm not going to not do it. Like, there's something incredible that unlocks when you master consistency, when you understand the power of discipline, the compounding effect of discipline. And what I would tell myself to be consistent, even during this series, is, Ashley, you don't know who's going to watch these videos. You don't know who's going to see that post. You don't know how it's going to affect other people. And I'm getting stories of people using the videos in their classrooms and using the videos in different circles and watching them together as a family. And my dad is playing it at church. And it's just a small thing, but it doesn't really matter who sees it. I'm consistent because I said I was going to be consistent. I don't know who needs this message. Write the book. Stop lying to yourself, saying you're overwhelmed, you're scared, you're this. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. That's how you feel in a moment. That's not your identity. Stop saying, I am overwhelmed. I am stressed out. I am this. I am that. You're not. Those are temporary feelings that you are allowing to masquerade as identity. We come from too great a people to succumb to our own thoughts. There were actually physical slave masters that owned people that look like me and many of you. And now I'm not going to go and like manufacture a slave master and insert the negativity of that person in my mind and then be my own slave master. No, I'm going to walk in freedom, period. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Why? It's not because of y'all showing up. It's because of who I said I was. Like, I get so passionate about this because it's just like, I can see people like, I have this gift. I don't know if it's a gift. I don't know what it is. I'm going to say gift. I have a gift. I can meet someone. I can hear them talk about what their past is, and I can see in them where they can go. But then when I hear them talk, I don't hear the them that I see. So what I hear from them is like this very like insecure version, like I'm scared of this false humility version. And I'm just like, who are you? Because I can see you. I can see who you really are. And many of you, I just wish you all, I wish that all of us, I wish all of you, I wish this on all of you. I wish all of you would get someone in your life that whenever you start talking small, thinking small, acting small, they pull out the big in you. I know that some of you go home and you do not have that support. I know that some of y'all got friends that are straight up jealous of you. I know, I get all of that. And if that's where you're at, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. Number one, you need to read the Bible. That's what you need to read. I'm not saying that because like I'm about to be super religious, but like it is Sunday. You need to read the Bible. You need to read what God says about you. Two, you need to study history. You need to study people who look like you, who overcame incredible things, not just the bad parts. And then I've actually heard, pause. I've had people tell me, they say, I don't want to study history, Ashley, because it's just going to make me mad. Emotional resilience. Almost hit this mic. You cannot tell me you're not going to study history because of how it'll make you feel. No. You need to develop, that's going to be our word for the year, emotional resilience. But this is also why I tell y'all, don't just study history, also study the Bible. Because if you study history through the lens of the Bible, you will understand that people are people. And whenever you give people power and money, people power and money, you get them three things together, without divine intervention, it's going to go south. So people who don't have a moral compass are immoral. They could do anything. I'm not shocked at all. I'm not. And unfortunately, the same way our cells remember the stuff that our ancestors went through, their cells remember the stuff that their ancestors did. So I'm not shocked by how people act today. I'm not shocked when I meet racist people. I'm not, because the same way I got a history, they got a history. But you need to develop enough emotional resilience to see it through the lens, and this is where prayer comes in. You could pray, God, I'm going to study this history. I don't want anger to enter my heart. I want to be motivated. I don't want to be debilitated by anger. I want you to show me the parts of this history that will push me forward to the next level in life. I want you to help me to focus on the areas where I can grow. I want you to help show me the beauty in history, because there's no way, I always know somebody that don't know their history, because there's no way you could know your history as a Black person in America and then say what you can't do, and then say you are this, you are that, all these negative things. It's impossible. It's impossible. Oh, but white people won't give me a loan. Okay, well, we got history for that. We know what to do about that. We know we could sell our way out of that. Well, it's not right. It's not right. But what are you going to do to make it right? I know you're not giving up. I was reading about Harriet Tubman and all the properties that she owned. Not only did she free people from slavery, but that sister owned the block. She owned acres in New York, I believe it was. What I'm talking about, I can't buy a house. I can't do this. I can't do, can't is a facade. I told you all yesterday, there was a Black woman, she wanted to start a school for girls and nobody would give her the money. She didn't even have a college degree. And her defining quote was, I specialize in the wholly impossible. I was like, shoot, I like that. Dang, she was talking like that back then. Like, she looked at all the challenges that she had to face as a Black woman and she said, oh, well, it's cool because I specialize in the wholly impossible. Me too. Me too. I eat impossible for breakfast. You too. And I hear this too. We're like, well, I'm just too tired. I'm just too, I can't get my mind right. You gotta get your mind right. Maybe you need a doctor. Maybe you need therapy. Maybe you gotta work out. Maybe you gotta eat different. Maybe it takes more extremities for you to be in the mental state that you need to be in to do what you need to do. Don't say, oh, I'm always depressed. Did you know that gut health and mental health are connected? I didn't until I started studying what should I eat to feel optimally, to think optimally. I had to start learning about my brain. I had to start learning about my body. I had to lose 40 pounds. I was so overweight, y'all. Like, I haven't been under 200 pounds since college, but I decided my mission was more important than my lack of discipline as it relates to what I'm eating. What I'm saying to you is, what if you were put on this earth to do something so big that it required you to grow up? And I know you've grown, but it requires you to grow up, more emotional resilience, more physical resilience, to be stronger. What if everything you say you want is on the other side of you changing? It's not on the other side of the president changing or people not being racist or them changing. It's on the other side of you changing. Because of all the things that you can't control, the one thing that every single day you have 100% control over is what you do and how you respond. And I see people every single day give up their freedom to their emotions. They let their emotions run amok. They never even think, maybe there's some foods I could eat to change my emotions. Maybe I don't have to be chronically depressed. Maybe it's the fact that I eat greasy food every single day. Maybe because I don't know if you all knew this, but there are certain foods that you can eat that will put the same it causes the same effect on the brain as some of the antidepressants. There's things you can do, like when you go walking for 30 minutes a day. I had a coach, she was like, yep, I always tell my clients, he was a health coach. She was like, I always tell my clients before they get on antidepressants, walk 30 minutes a day for 14 days and drink only water and tell me how you feel. She was like, most of them don't even need it. Look, you have way more power than you think. And I think that one of the things that a racist society would love, or systemic injustice curators would love, is for us to believe we don't have any power. For us to get so exhausted by being so out of control that we lose control over the things that we absolutely have control over. I think people would love that. I think they would love it so much that I'll never give them the satisfaction. I will maintain control of my mind. I will maintain control of my body. I will maintain control of my physical state. I will maintain control of my business. I will maintain control of my marriage. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to make sure he's happy. I'm going to make sure I do all the things to keep him safe. I'm going to make sure my man is good. I'm going to make sure we good. I think one other form of resistance, if I could be 100% real, is having a happy Black marriage. I love when my daughter sits in first class on all these flights and is just joyous. I love Black girl joy. I love Black boy joy. I like the image that she is representing as a happy young lady. And I know that if my marriage can stay good, it's a good representation of her for love. She said, Mommy, when I grow up, I can't wait to get me a husband like you and Daddy. You all have so much fun together. I said, baby, you will have that. We will pray for you to have that. I can't wait for you to have that. She's 5. She sees everything. If I can control it, I'm going to do it. I don't control my husband. I control me. I don't control my daughter. I control what she sees from me, though. I have some control over her, but not all. I can't help what she goes out there and sees, but she knows when she comes home, she sees that it's real at home. Like, we have more control than we think. And if you feel out of control, the best thing you could do is start controlling your controllables. Start drinking water today. Go for a 30-minute walk. Tell somebody how much you love them. Laugh today. Have joy today. Enjoy yourself today. Shoot. Tell you something else you got control over. You need to get on the wait list for Black Women Sell Live. This event has over 1,300 women on the wait list already. And we only have 1,000 seats open. Get on the wait list now. The wait list opens February 25th at 7 a.m. to those who apply to get off early, at 9 a.m. to everybody else on the wait list. You want to get your ticket for this event. It's in September. You buy your ticket now. We'll have payment plans and all that for you to get your ticket for a little or nothing. This is the only event in here. I've never seen an event like this where we have Black women millionaires, billionaires, and the like speaking, but we'll be teaching principles from Black women entrepreneurs from the 1800s and the 1900s. If you're on Instagram, you can comment wait list to get your ticket. Everywhere else, you can go to blackwomensellavent.com and get your ticket. I'll actually drop the link to those of you who are not on Instagram. And here's the thing. I already know, like, doing an event like this is risky. A lot of people is like, don't do it. Your brand is very diverse and you don't want to tell people, you're just doing this event. But the truth is, for me, I know this event is needed right now more than ever, and I'm going to do the event. So comment wait list. And make sure that you get your ticket to the event, because it's going to be incredible. And we are going to be teaching you sales strategies to sell your offer. Some of you, if you're brand new to business, you're focusing too much on your website, your branding, your colors, all that. Just sell your offer every day. How do I sell it? DM people. Hey, I have a new offer that I just released. I think it could be helpful to you. Here's what I do. Send voice notes. Send voice notes. Now, that's simple, right? There's other things that you could do. We can get more complicated with it. You're going to map out your sales plan at the event. We're going to cover sales psychology. We're going to go deeper into what you should be doing specifically. You're going to get a workbook. Our workbooks are hundreds of pages. Get a VIP ticket so that you get a printed workbook. Everyone else gets one digital. But you need to be in an environment where you can meet people who are going to pull out the big in you. Not through motivational messages alone, but through specific, tactical, measurable instances that you can do this. We built our company from zero. We built several companies from zero and been able to help various other people to do the same. But it requires some real honesty. I don't think we have time for Black women to start businesses that aren't going to make money. And I just don't think that we need to. I think that you need to be very deliberate about making money in your business every single day, especially right now. It's not a game. It's really not. Like you need to get aggressive about learning how to sell. People will pay for trademarks for stuff they ain't never made money with. They will pay for all these different things because it keeps them operationalized, meaning I'm just getting ready. It keeps you getting ready. But we need more quick starts. Some of y'all been ready. Time for you to be a quick start. If you're wondering, the theme of the event is the original innovators. And if you have not seen it, oh my God, go to YouTube and watch it. But check out this year's commercial. Mary Ellen Pleasant. How did she do it? Oh, I wish I could just screw myself.
Mary Ellen Pleasant? This can't be real.
Real or not, you've been carrying quite the load.
You see, wealth isn't always about what you keep. It's what you connect.
Ida B. Well?
When I wrote, I didn't just report, I revealed.
Right on time. So it wasn't luck. It was strategy. We have always been so innovative.
You're not starting something new, you're continuing something sacred.
I want to teach every Black woman business owner in the world about it. When I started this company, it wasn't just about selling hair care. It was about dignity, independence, community. That's what real marketing does. It doesn't just sell, it lives.
See, a true sale is not made in the pocket, it's made in the heart. Now, you go on and sell live, not for the applause, but for the impact.
Y'all, we are going to have a time. I hope you enjoyed this day of Deleted History. I will be back tomorrow because I'm going live every single day in February telling you about these stories because they matter, and I cannot not wait to see how they matter to you, how they impact you and your business. I will see y'all later. Have a great day. I'm going to celebrate Valentine's Day today with my boo. See you later.